Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. I hope everyone is doing well. My arm is healing, but I can't bend my fingers because it pulls on the stitches. Like, I had a hard time in my last video that I just posted trying to put my other finger up. It hurt my arm really bad, so I have some nerve damage. But other than that, we are doing okay. Balbini is wearing her pretty little dress. She will sniff her dresses to pick which one she wants. She is such a little diva dog. But anyways, we're going to continue on with the return of Yahusha. And if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, and share down below. And me and my hubby are going to be getting married officially this month. And if anyone wants to, I have this worksheet, and I need people to interview about their income, their cell phone usage, and internet usage. It's for a sociology class. I don't know. I don't have anybody to interview except for my hubby, and I have to interview 3 people. So please let me know in the comment section below if you would like me to interview you for my worksheet. Okay, so we are on Sabbaths, new moons, any relationship? Moon worshippers. You are exhausted by your many counsels. Let the astrologers, the stargazers, and those who prognosticate by the new moon stand up and save you from what is coming upon you. Isaiah, Yeshayahu 47:13. In the above text, these moon worshippers are equated with astrologers, stargazers, and even witches. Wow. Both sun worshippers and moon worshippers will destroy the enemies of Yahuah, and his wrath at the end of days will consume them with fire. The moon was a deity among the pagans, and it ruled their lives as we see it echoed in the horoscopes of astrology today. That kind of makes me feel bad because my grandma used to be really big into astrology because anytime she got the newspaper, she would read my horoscope and her horoscope and whoever I was dating at the time's horoscope. And it shows all the moon phases on the top right here. Oh, my shawl got caught. Okay, right there. And, one second, guys. Sorry about that. I was doing a sound check on my sound settings. Okay. Okay, so crystal gazing, tarot card reading, and spell binding, chants, enchantments to bewitch, like the show Bewitched, are exploding in popularity all over the earth today. And I think it's because of the TV shows that they put out, like Charmed and Bewitched, and movies like The Craft. Those are stuff that we used to watch when we were children. In my age bracket, I was born in 91. Reflected in the success of The Adventures of Harry Potter. That was another popular book when I was a child, but I was more into the movies. Moon dancers and rain dances are performed at powwows. I used to go to powwows too because I dated someone that was native, and they used to be very into their culture. So I've been to many a powwows. Many a powwow. Where incantations and dancing are used to invoke divine aid in hunting, battle, or against disease. They can even try to call rain down. That's called a rain dance. The elect can be drawn away from the sign of the everlasting covenant and deceived into believing they have not been. Like during a drought, they would try to do a rain dance to call down the rain for their crops. That's just one example. Certain texts of Scripture seem to be telling us that each new moon is a Sabbath. but it doesn't actually state this in a resolute way. It's only arrived at by extrapolating to broadly infer or estimate from known information. We read about directives to open gates and curtains or to blow a shofar on a new moon. However, there is only one new moon spoken of, on which no work is to be done. So yes, there is one new moon out of the year that is in fact a Sabbath or a Shabbat of rest, prescribed by Torah. Can we bear with one another with love, enduring such a difference between ourselves? We have to. We don't have any other choice. Yahuah wants us to love one another as he has loved us. Colossians 2:16 tells us, "Let no one therefore judge you in eating or in drinking, or in respect of a festival, or a new moon, or Shabbat, or Sabbaths, which are a shadow of what is to come, but the body of Messiah." Even here, there is a distinction between new moons and Shabbats. And they are a shadow of what is to come. A shadow is understood to mean a metaphor. And they are a shadow of what is to come. Hold on. Or example of something else. It points to a coming reality, is a rough outline, a semblance, and is insubstantial. If we condemn one another over an unreal, indistinct shadow pattern, we are wrong, even if we're right. If we get it all perfect and have all wisdom and yet lack love, we have failed the weightiest personal test. Love one another as I have loved you. If I speak with the tongues of men and of messengers, but do not have love, I have become as sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. Just loud and annoying, not with no love. You have to have love. Even if you don't like someone, you have to still have love for them. And if I prophesy and know all secrets and all knowledge, and if I have all belief so as to remove mountains, but do not have love, I am none at all. Bella, what are you doing? And if I give out all my possessions to feed the poor, and if I give my body to be burned, but do not have love, I am not profited at all. Love is patient, is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not boast, is not puffed up, does not behave indecently, does not seek its own, is not provoked, reckons not the evil, does not rejoice over the unrighteousness, but rejoices in the truth. It covers all, expects all, endures all. Love never fails, and whether there be prophecies, they shall be inactive, or tongues, they shall cease, or knowledge, it shall be inactive without love. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect has come, then that which is in part shall be inactive. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, I thought as a child, I reasoned as a child. But when I became a man or a woman, I did away with childish matters. For now we see in a mirror, dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know, as I also have been known. And now belief, expectation, and love remain, these three. But the greatest of these is love. Always remember that, everyone. 1 Corinthians 13, 1 through 13. Many articles have been written debunking the idea that the first day of each new moon is a Sabbath. Not only have many sincere Nazarene begun to believe each new moon is a Sabbath, but they also reset the pattern of the 2-day week each new moon. This reshuffles the 7-day week into a new beginning each month for these folks. And each new moon begins with the 7th day rest without having a previous 6 days of work. Day of the moon count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Day of the week count. Beginning with moon day. With new moon day, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but it starts with 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Resetting the week each new moon is a solution? No. It doesn't make any sense. But I still love you if you think that way. The final few days of this pattern chop the last week of their month off with the abrupt arrival of a sudden 7th-day Sabbath. It is not harmonious at all. The pulse of the first week of creation is lost to those who follow this pattern. And so they have become observers of some lunar-based Sabbath system. If the weekly Sabbath is set by the new moon, the arrangement of the week is under constant change. During the week of creation, the moon was brought forth on the 4th day and is simply called the lesser light to rule over the night. It is also used to calculate the appointed times or annual Sabbaths, referred to as high Sabbaths. The greater light, the sun, is used to calculate day and night. And those who prognosticate by the new moons, how this will be weighed by Yahusha, the righteous judge of us all, is unknowable. He told us that stumbling blocks would come, but woe to those through whom they come. Those who ignore the Sabbath each week, the real one, are cut off from Israel or Yahusha. Those who ignore the Sabbath, and death is proclaimed as their judgment. If the moon were involved in such a vitally important operation as calculating the weekly Shabbat, it seems he would have mentioned it somewhere in his Torah or his message, the Besorah. Even though the 29.5 days in each moon don't divide evenly by 7, this does not matter to them. The new moon becomes, and they reset their week, and it begins the new moon day as a Sabbath. Even though the true Sabbath is supposed to be the 7th day of each week. They let the moon tell them when that 7th day is, which is incorrect. Every Saturday, every 7th day is the Shabbat. The previous week, which the same moon set for them, is interrupted with a sudden arrival of a new 7th day and the first day of the moon. The first day of the moon is the 7th day of their week. Careful, you could get cross-eyed thinking about this too long. It's got me scrambled a bit. The week is simply not in the sky, but set by the counting of days. The greater light determines these days, and all we have to do is count to 7, the number of completion. How could anyone possibly go for such a system that resets the weekly Sabbath each month? Doesn't make sense, does it? They read scriptures which make them get panicky and so hunt for other clues. A very strong urge comes from the following. Amos 8:5 brings out a question. When does the new moon pass so that we sell grain and the Sabbath so that we trade our wheat to make the ephah small and the shekel large, and to falsify the scales by deceit, to buy the poor for silver and the needy for a pair of sandals, and sell the chaff of the wheat. The context of this verse in Amos shows that these are a list of things Yahuah finds displeasing to him. The moon worship of that period had led many to observe strange customs, blending it together with his Torah. If we add to the Torah by reading something into the meanings of sentences like Amos 8:5, we can trouble ourselves. According to the Torah, resting on the new moon from work only applies to one of the new moons, and it is possible that this particular new moon spoken of in Amos 8:5 was the 7th new moon, the harvest time, of some grain they wish to sell. I can abide the people who believe these things about the other new moons being Sabbaths, but I cannot abide this new wind of doctrine for these reasons. Next time, I will read the reasons. I don't want to make this video too long. There are 6 reasons, and they will be read in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson today. I love you all with an everlasting love, and so does Bella. We love you all with an everlasting love, as our Abba Yahuah in the Shamayim loves each and every one of us. Wow, Bella. God, goodness gracious. Okay, we love you so much. Shalom, shalom, aloha, mahalo. Until next time. Bella, blow kisses, please. Kisses. Shalom.